That's like full of junk. What? Oh, blind. Thank you. Weird. Strange. Okay, so I'm going to record this for the half the class that is missing. So like Mike was doing, if you're a little bit behind your symbols and you'd rather spend this time finishing those off, do that. But you'll need to watch this video before your next class. So it's going to be really, really quick. So I'm going to use Lewis's work as an example. So thanks for that. Ignore that. Yeah, ignore that. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. So what you've been working on this whole time is filling up your library. Okay, so here are some of Lewis's examples. So I'll bring these up. Obviously my flash will look a little bit different, but let's see what he's got. I'll play this. Cool, all right, and that'll obviously repeat. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's have a look at our explosion. Woo! And that'll repeat. Excellent. All right, so you've been working on your symbols and you've got a whole stack. So there's some actually, oh wow. How can we go past that? Let's have a look. All right, what does she do? Oh, that's epic. Wait, I want to put it on repeat. Let's repeat this. Wow. Oh, you got rid of the little bits, Lou. You got rid of the awkward bits. That's amazing. That reminds me of, like, for some reason, Def Leppard needs to be playing in the background, or I don't know. Anyway.
So much better than my one.
Nah, they're all cool. Anyway, so you've got all your elements, okay, and here we go. So now it's time to actually animate these. So you need to do a couple of things. First, you need to get your audio into this first. Now, I've shown some of you that. Steph, you probably can be, you don't need, you know this. You can probably go back and keep working. Watch this, because I'm going to show a few extra things. So here's our scene now. So a little bit different. Here are our symbols, okay, and you can see them there. Now we're going to jump across to our scene. Now, how the scene works is whatever is in this white screen here is your actual movie. That's what it's going to look like. That's your TV. So you can have stuff going off the sides, up and down, you won't see it, okay? Unlike your symbols where whatever you put on, it's there. And another thing too, we didn't worry about the size of the symbols because we can change the size here on the fly. So here's our timeline, similar to the timeline that you've done with your symbols, but this will be the timeline for your whole movie. And here are your layers. Now, layers are going to be a lot more important in what we're doing now. So first things first is you want to convert your music track, okay? Because you'll have your MP3 file, and for your computers, you need to convert it first. So what you want to do is on your computers, you want to open up Adobe Media Encoder. All right. All right. I'll make a new section to this video that shows that working, and I'll put it in. So I've showed some of you how to convert your videos, but basically all you do is open Adobe Media Encoder, drag your MP3 file in, and then click Convert. You click MP3 in the drop-down box and click Convert. So I'll show you that individually. But let me show you what you do. So here is your music. So this is what I'm going to use. That's really sweet. You need to drag your MP3 file once it's converted into your library. Okay, so I'm going to take some Sweet Talking Woman and I'm going to drop it in there. And there we go, mine's done. All right, so I'll just close that down. And now you'll see I've got my audio track here. And it's got all the details. I believe you can even test it. There we go. And it's ready to go, okay? And so what you want to do is your very first layer you want to have as your music, because that's going to be your guide, all right? So all you need to do is get your music and drop it in, and it's there. Now, if you have a look down here, can I zoom on? I wonder if I can do the zoomy thing with my Mac. No, I can't. You can see it's basically sitting there on frame 1. But you can't see any more. So how Flash works is unless there's an actual frame of some kind, it won't show up the information. So what you want to do to get started is scroll to the very end of this timeline, right click and insert just a frame. Okay, not a keyframe, just a normal frame. And now we can see our audio there. All right, and now we can see it's going up to 23, basically 24 seconds. All right, so what you can do is you can keep plonking in on that track just these blank frames, and so you can kind of see your music now. So the point of that is now if I scrub across here with the counter down there, okay, no, I can't. You can see exactly what part of the song it's up to. So when you did your timelines, when you did those written timelines, you said, right, this symbol comes in at 12 seconds, this comes in at 13 seconds. You've done all of that. So you can start to drag and drop these things in. Okay, so what you want to do too is make this layer and call it music, all right? And then what you can do is then just lock that out. So then you don't delete it or anything like that. All right, so let's just say for the sake of argument with Lewis's one, at the very first frame, he wants the coffin to come in. Okay? So what you want to do is you want to click this down here and click a new layer. So you want a new layer for every single one of your elements. And that makes it a lot easier to animate them separately. So the first thing we want to do is our first pass is basically dropping in all these symbols at the right time. You're not going to worry about animating or anything yet. You're just going to put them in at the right time. Okay? And then we can go from there. So let's just say, all right, Lewis's song, he wanted a coffin, like that symbol goes from the very first second and he wants it ending at, after say 2 seconds. That's the plan. So we grid our coffin and we drop it in. And what you'll see, excuse me, is it might come really, really big or it might be really, really small depending on how you had set this up in your symbols. So what you want to do if it's too big like that is just grab that tool over there, which is your transform tool, and go to a corner, hold shift, and you can scale that down to however size you want it. So I'm going to put it to about there, all right? And now that that's in there, you'll see that that symbol is going to stay in there for the entire time that we've got up here at the moment, which is not what we want. We only want it for 2 seconds. So all we need to do is scrub across, move the timer, sorry, get rid of that so it's easier to see. Move the timer here across till we get to 2 seconds, all right? That's where we want it to end. And in that space, you right-click and you insert a keyframe. All right, so remember, keyframe is like a snapshot. So we insert a keyframe. There's our keyframe. Now, if we scrub across, it's still there after the 2 second mark. But if we go in and delete the actual symbol now, it's gone. So it's not there any longer, but it's there from the start to 2 seconds. Okay? So now let's say, right, after that, Lewis wanted to have, Flaming Man is coming in. All right, and he's going to be there from 2 seconds to 4 seconds. So we do the same thing. If you again, to make it easier for you, name these layers. So I'm going to do a new layer now, which is up here, and I'll call it Flaming Man. And I'm going to drop the Flaming Man in. All right, and there he is there. It's kind of a good size. So I'll move that across. Oops. All right, now same deal. Whenever you put anything in, you can see he's now in there for the entire time. So what we want to do with this guy is go to 2 seconds where the coffin disappears. All right, right click, insert a keyframe. Whoops, did that not insert? There we go, insert a keyframe, okay. But this time, we're going to go forward and then delete that guy. So you can see down here, you can see where, right, one ends and the other one starts. So now coffin ends, now Flaming Man starts. And we want him in there for 2 seconds, so we scrub across, we were at 2, so we'll scrub across to 4. And again, you can see it down, you can see it down there. Right click, insert a keyframe, and now we can delete him after. So now he's in there for those 2 seconds, coffin's in there for 2 seconds. And basically you're going to keep doing that until you put all your symbols in at the right times. So you'll have quite a lot of layers here. So that's the first step. So if we actually play that now, and now it's going to keep going because our music keeps going. All right? I don't think that. And we'll keep on going through again and again and again. So I'll do a couple more and then I'll show you, right, how we actually go to the next level where we actually animate these things. So we'll do a few more. Let's go new layer. We're going to go, I want, flying tiger. Bless you, a Lyger. Lyger, that would be, hey, do you know there's actually Lygers? Yeah, really? I just thought that was a Napoleon Dynamite. There are literally Lygers. Really? Yes, there are lions that mate with tigers and they make Lygers. I know, that blew my tiny little mind. In fact, I'm going to Google it later. There are Lygers. All right, we'll go back to Lygers later. Apparently they're really rare. Anyway, so same deal. We've got a Lyger in here now, so we'll call it that. Fly, what do you reckon? It's fly, probably G-E-R, Lyger. And we want to have that at where, our Flaming Man disappears, then our Lyger comes in. So we go here, insert, make sure it's keyframe. Okay, and we want our Lyger on there for a little bit longer, just for the sake of this. Lyger can be on there for, 5-6 seconds. There he is there. Insert, keyframe, and then delete him after the time. Bye-bye, Lyger. He's there for that time, and we want to delete him before it. All right, so now we've got our Lyger. So one quick test. That's the only problem with the test is you've got to actually go from the start. All right. Whoa. So that's it. So that's done, okay? And you put all of those together and you'll have your music video. So basically your symbols keep popping up again and again and again. And that's the first pass, okay? And if you're happy with that, all right, you're happy with the timing, you're happy with how it works, you're kind of ready to go to the second pass. Yes. Yes. So, you probably, there's like a billion on there. You'll find it, hopefully. Yeah. Avoid the rubbish. So, that's your first pass, all right? And that's the goal. We want to do the first pass first, because if we've done this, we kind of have our music video. It's kind of there, it's ready to go. But there's not much animation going on other than those symbols. So now we'll do the second pass. Did you have a question or you just wanted to scratch? All right. Yep.
I didn't know that we have to make a new layer, so I've got like 5, 6 on a new.
Yeah. Well, you can. It'll still work, okay. But having them on new layers will allow you to do a few more things. Sometimes if you have everything on one layer and you do these things called motion tweens, it moves everything, and you've got to make sure you click the right one.
Yeah.
Having everything on a separate layer means I can lock them out and I can only affect one, so it just makes it a bit easier.
Yeah.
But you can move them later. Like, that's fine.
Yeah.
All right, so now we want to do our second pass. Now, our second pass is where we start to animate the actual symbols and what we want them to do, okay? And we can do some fairly simple stuff, or we can do some complex stuff. I'll start with the Lyger
now, and then we'll have a look.
So we've got, you know, we just place those symbols in the one spot. Now we've got our flying Lyger. All right. Okay, so I'll show you how we do that part. So for some reason it wasn't working before, but it now works. So I'll show you one other example. We'll do it with the mate Lyger. So new layer. So we'll start off where we kind of left off. All right, so at this point we have her disappearing into the sunset. All right, and from frame 12 we have our Lyger coming back in again. So we drop him in and we will bring him down. Excellent. All right. And so what we want to do, like we did before, we put a keyframe in here. So right click, insert a keyframe, and we want him on there for, I don't know, a few seconds. So we'll jump across here, right click, insert a keyframe, and then delete him from there, and then delete him from there. So now again, like we've had before, we've got our Lyger, Lyger, I'm confused with its naming now. We've got him coming in, but he's just sitting there. Okay, and that's fine. But what we want to do with this guy is you're looking at it and you go, you know what, I actually want him to fly in the screen, or I want him to fly away, or I want him to fly up or down. This is where you start to animate it, okay? So what you do is you've got to go forward to that keyframe there, okay, where he comes in. Now you go, right, I don't want him on the screen straight away. I want him to fly from right to left. So what you want to do is just move him out of the picture. So where he appears, he's now actually out of the screen. So because he's not on that white screen, you won't see him in your animation. All right, so if we scrub across, you can see he doesn't move. Then what you want to do is go to the end there where you've put that keyframe, okay? You want to go just one frame in front of that and right click and insert another keyframe, okay? But this time, you're going to move him out of the way over here. So now what's going to happen is at the end of your clip, now you can see I've got a little bit of that line there, which means that's actually going to be seen. So if I'll move him all the way off. So now at the end of my clip, all right, at the start, he's here, okay, and then a few seconds later, he's on the other side, okay? And like I was saying, you would have to normally animate that frame by frame by frame as you go along, but we don't need to do that. So all we do is click on our guy here, it highlights the bar that he's on, and you right click, and you insert a classic tween, all right? And what you'll see now, it makes this line with like an arrow on either side come across there. And so now what he does is he automatically moves across. So all he's doing is he's starting at the first frame where we said you're over there, and then he follows that timeline in the right amount of time to get to the frame where we moved him across. So if that was shorter, that time frame was shorter, he would move faster. Okay, he'll speed up or slow down depending on how you want this to move. And now you've got the beginnings of your animation. Okay, so that might be all you wanted him to do, just go left to right. All right, so if we play that, Coffin, Running Man, Lyger 1. I love that thing. I was searching I really want you to say searching next time that comes up. All right, and that's it, and then it goes across. And now that you've done that, you've done the start frame and the end frame, now you can start to play around with this guy, okay, and he'll do those changes. So if I kind of click on him again, all right, if we want to say, actually, you know what? I've got to zoom in a little bit more. You can actually start to change the way you do this. So it doesn't have to necessarily be from, here we go, from left to right if you don't want it to. Okay, you might decide you want something to come from the back of the screen and come towards you. All right, so that's a bit trickier. So I'll show you that one because it's probably going to be the main. I think people are going to have them moving left to right or up or down or coming into you. Has anyone else got any other kind of moves they're doing? I'm guessing that.
Zoom out.
Yeah, zoom out. Well, zoom in, zoom out, same kind of thing. So I'll show you that. So this is your left to right or right to left or up to down. However you want to do it. It's just start frame, he's at this point, end frame is at this point, and do that tween in between. But let's just say you want something to kind of come towards the screen. You do it a little bit differently. Okay, so we'll go to the end here. And it's the exact same process every time. So we find what we want. What can I do that look like it's coming close? Stop sign. All right. So I'll drop my stop sign in.
It's a stop sign.
It's a stow sign. So you come here and place your luggage. You can go and fix that later. Anyway, here's our stow sign. Same dealio. We go and find where the last one ended. Okay, so he flew off screen there. We right click. We insert our keyframe. Okay, we scrub across to the end. I'll do this really quickly. We scrub across to where we want it to end. Insert our keyframe, and then we can delete our stow sign there and delete our stow sign there. So now it's there. Okay. Now to make it come towards the screen, you just do something a little bit different. At the first frame here, let's say we wanted to. Let's make it go away. It actually looks like it's getting further and further away. All right. So we've got a keyframe there. Then what we want to do at the end of the animation, where we want it to actually say get smaller, like go into the distance and disappear, we go across. What's up, Pat?
Do you have a spare computer?
$5.
I don't have money, but no.
You may borrow one, and then you owe me $5. Go in there, Pat. It'll be quieter in there. Okay, so same deal as last time. Where all right, what we want to do is we go to just before that last frame. We go one in front of it, and we insert a keyframe. But this time, instead of moving it, we're going to scale it. So if we scale this down to that, okay, starts big at that frame, and at this frame, it's small. Now we do the exact same thing. Select that guy, right-click, classic tween, and now instead of going from left to right, it's just going down in size. But it looks like it's getting closer. All right? And that's how you make it go further away. So when we play that now, it'll look like it's getting further away. Or if we did it the other way around, we started off small and we scale it up, it'll look like it's coming closer to you. So it's a quick way to do that. And that's pretty much it. You can do several layers. You can do, so I've got the stop sign going here, but if I wanted to, let's do another layer. You know, I can bring something else in. I'll bring the moon in. Whoa, big moon. Wow, what's that? Okay, cool. We'll bring the moon in, and I'm going to put the moon over here. So you can have, that's not going to work. We'll put it over here. And I will insert a keyframe. So you'll get, and then I'll delete it. You'll get this down pat really quickly. Scrub across, insert a keyframe, delete the moon. There's our moon. So you can have several things going at once. You can have the stop sign disappearing, and I might make the moon rotate. I don't know. So we'll start there, and then frame before, insert a keyframe, and I'm going to go, woo! You don't need the sound effect. And it goes like that, right click, classic tween, and now it'll rotate and scale down because that's what I told it to do. Yeah. So you can do as many things as you want on the screen at any one time. And then finally, remember you need to do the last part of the song. I'll need you. Searching
on a one-way street. I was hoping
come on.
for a chance to meet
That's it. You get the idea? Should I stop singing? What could I do? Wait till you get your graduation video, folks. She does now. Wait, haven't you seen it yet? Oh, do you guys want a sneak peek? Don't tell anybody. I'll give you a sneak peek of your graduation video. Sneak peek, don't tell anybody. It goes for 18 minutes. You can get a few. It looks better on my screen if you want to see it on my screen. Is this year 7? So you're all going to be loving ELO by the end of your graduation. This is good stuff. I had to put some lighting to add the colour. I was told. No, you should tell me to do it. Tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Oh, there's so many people in here. Like, I've never seen them before. Oh wait, if you weren't in, if you weren't on TV, you guys would have seen this video, would you?
If you're not into yoga,
remember Benny? Benny G!
if you have half a brain,
Oh, Ben. I miss him.
if you like making love at midnight,
Yeah, that was really good.
on top of cake, the juice on the
Even now,
cake,
this is only what 10 months ago. Joel was older than
I'm the love you've been looking for. About to me and escape.
Wow. Anyway, we'll jump forward. You watch it later. Alright, whoever went to camp.
When I'm bald and in the intonation thing, do you?
Maybe. So let's fast forward. Camp.
There's no photos of our camp.
Well, I wasn't here. Oh, that's why you need me more often. Alright, just go through a while, and then we go back. Yeah. Couple. We go back to the song. Yeah, I put that in. Oh yeah, you and Joel are here like 20 times though. I mean, you're at the very end, just.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got some of that action going on. Oh. Wait, I want to go back. Let's go back. I want to go back to that.
That was from year 5.
And all right, what have we got?
Oh my god.
Fam, look at Lainey.
I'm not in that costume.
Oh, that's Amy.
Oh, look at Sabrina.
Yeah.
Look at Sabrina.
Anna.
She looks the same.
Bessie.
Oh my god.
Alicia looks exactly the same.
No, Alicia.
Wait, is that Sabrina?
Sabrina. Yeah, that's Sabrina.
Oh, you look so different. Oh my god. Mitchell. No, don't take photos. You get a copy of this yourself.
Oh my gosh, Anna. Oh my god.
Oh, Jack! Look at him! Oh, Cecilia looks the same.
Rosie's got his shirts.
That's okay.
Look,
Mitchell
Anna, you're
looks.
up in the very top corner.
Wait, who's that? Is that?
That's Rory Nolan.
Oh, it is too.
Oh my gosh.
Rory. Is that Elizabeth?
Where?
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Is that? No. Is that Alison? No.
Yes, probably.
Is that Charlotte?
You get a copy of it.
Oliver. Yeah, you all get a
Tomorrow
copy.
night.
Yeah, you'll all get a
Tomorrow
copy.
night, you will get a copy.
Who's that?
Tabitha.
Who's Tabitha?
She
Oh,
left.
graduation
She
tomorrow night,
left.
isn't
She
it?
left and I came.
Ah, Sabrina's. You.
Oh, look at little Lucky.
So tiny.
Yeah, Lockie. Oh, Lockie looks different. Like some of you look like you've aged quite a lot. Amy looks the same.
I was-
Josh has gone blonde. Like he's got red hair there.
Yes.
That's
I replaced Tabitha in grade 6. So.
All right. But you get a copy of it. Don't tell anybody that you saw it.
Please tell us why you had to pay away for so long.
That guy was scary.
So pleased to be with you.
Yeah.
Look around, say what
Oh.
everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
We're so pleased to be with
I
you.
don't know.
Look around,
It's like director's commentary on the graduation video.
everybody smiles at you.
That's it. Benny G again. Just makes an appearance. Solution. Where's he going? What is Peg Sport? Anyway, fast forward because you. Oh yeah, that one. This is my media part. Oh, these are some bad photos. These are some really bad photos. Like close-ups of you guys stressing out. Go! Oh, so... Oh. Are you going the wrong way? It looks like you're going the wrong way. Anyway, it goes for 20 minutes. Let's just... Some more of this.
And
Oh, you missed that. It was a really good song. Anyway, ladies' speech. Oh. Oh. Paris is really young. He's actually unrelated. Oh, God. Look at Leon. What happened there? Have you seen
Oh, I remember that photo and Scannis was like, hey.
Check this out. Like, what's going on here? It's like, I'm pretty sure that's Lockie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lockie
And-
and Leon were like
That's Leon.
So Leon looks like he's had like some traumatic experience. And Lockie's like, you know, it's cool. Life will get better. You'll get some fairy floss from Scarlet one day. Anyway,